The Schwer-Gustav was an 80 cm Eisenbahnkanone, or railway cannon, originally intended to destroy the Maginot Line at the Battle of France in 1940, but was not built in time. Instead, it was first used at the Siege of Sevastopol, where the gun began assembly, taking 250 men, 3 days, as well as 2,500 men to lay the tracks, and 2 anti-air divisions to protect the gun from bombing, because it could be seen from the sky. By the 5th of June, the gun fired its first shell at the coastal guns with a range of 2,500 meters, firing 8 shells. After the coastal guns had been destroyed, 40 more shells were fired at these targets. The 5th of June, Fort Stalin, 6 shells fired. The 6th of June, Fort Molotov, 7 shells fired. White Cliff, or Ammunition Mountain, an undersea ammunition bunker underneath 30 meters of water and 10 meters of concrete. It was destroyed after 9 shells. 7th of June, firing support of an infantry attack on Südwestspitze, an outlying fortification, 7 shells fired. 11th of June, Fort Siberia, 5 shells fired. 17th of June, the Maxim Gorky Fortress. Cannon 1 knocked out of action, Cannon 2 damaged, 5 shells fired. At the end of the siege, on the 4th of July, Sevastopol was destroyed, and the Schwer-Gustav had fired 48 rounds, wearing out its barrel, which had already fired 250 rounds in testing. The spare barrel was fitted, and the original was sent back to Krupp's factory in Essen for relining. After the siege of Sevastopol, the Schwer-Gustav was dismantled and moved to Leningrad as part of the planned attack. The gun was placed 18.6 miles outside of Leningrad, near the railway station at Tyatsky. The gun was fully operational when the attack was called off. The Schwer-Gustav spent the winter of 1942 to 43 near Leningrad. The Dora was the second model of the Schwer-Gustav. The Dora was briefly deployed to Stalingrad, where it was emplaced west of the city in May-August 1942, and was ready to fire on the 13th of September. The Dora was withdrawn when Soviet forces threatened to encircle the German forces. When the Germans began their long retreat, they took the Dora with them. On the 14th of April 1945, one day before the arrival of US troops, the Schwer-Gustav was destroyed to prevent its capture. On the 22nd of April 1945, its dismantled parts were found by Soviet troops in a forest north of Auerbach. In March 1945, the Dora was transferred to Grafenwöhr and was blown up on the 19th of April 1945. The debris was discovered by American troops sometime after the Schwer-Gustav was discovered. This video was made as part of my DAV Skills Award. Learn more about this here. And if you like educational or science videos, consider subscribing.